So we have here the Hasbro Marvel Legends, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and Smythe 2-pack. The VHS styled box art here. Close the window, of course. We have the two names there. It's all one piece. Here's the back side, and then here's the other side. So let's go ahead and crack this thing open, and let's see what's all about. Alright, so this 2-pack's pretty damn good. Some good looking figures here. I like the way these turned out. Peter Parker, of course, is the star of it, but also it's the first time we're getting Smythe, so it's nice to have him in the collection. But overall, it's a pretty solid offering here. A few nitpicks here and there, nothing too insane, but I would say I would have liked to see some fist hands for Peter at the very least. But he does come with the web slinging hands, although he's not suited up, right? So I don't really need these right now, but it makes for a pretty decent, like, casual pose with it. So there's those, and then the ones he comes with are the open hands, of course, to hold his camera, which is pretty cool. He comes with the camera, very nicely painted and detailed, so I do appreciate that. But overall, that is all he comes with. And then as for Smythe, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, he does come with a pair of fists, and we have the open hands right here. And that's it. So nothing else here. I'm fine with that when it comes to him. I think Peter should at least gotten some of these calm open hands, and then a pair of fists too would have been pretty neat. But overall, we have some nice pinless figures here. Some newer updated molds being used here as well, and a brand new head sculpt for both of these guys that look fantastic. I must say, they look really good. So let's take a closer look at them. First up, we'll take a look at Peter. Like I said, looks really good. I have really no complaints about this. The animated look is there. The comic book look is there. I love the sculpt. The hair sculpt came out good. Paint apps are really clean. Overall, very cool and very nice Peter Parker to have. He's a taller figure. Definitely an older Peter Parker. I don't think he's in high school anymore for sure. And then here we have Smythe, which looks awesome. Got the flat top with the mullet in the back. Looks really good. These little, I don't know what they are, sorry, but they are molded onto the shoulders right there. Pretty hard plastic, surprisingly. It's not gummy or anything. It's actually a hazard, I guess, for kids. So, interesting to see that type of plastic used also for the fins here too on his forearm. It's a little bit softer, but I do like the paint apps that they applied there. Very cool. You can see here the pinless elbows and knees. We also do get some more fins down here on the legs there, and there's his feet, of course. We have a single jointed elbow for Peter, while we have double joints for Smythe. As for the knees here, you can see they are both double jointed knees for both of the figures. Looks like we have an ab crunch for the both of them. Of course, Peter's wearing this little long sleeve blazer or jacket, and it's gonna hinder a little bit of that torso articulation, but you could still bend him forward just a tad bit. So there's that movement in there at the very least for him. As for his head, it sits on a barbell, which I do always like. He looks up just fine. He looks down, decent amount, left and right, and then the head tilting is pretty nice as well. Arms will go all the way around. They do go in and out. They go out pretty far out. And we have a bicep swivel, that single jointed elbow that does swivel. It bends at a 90-degree angle, so that's about as far as you're going to get. A swivel at the wrist with a side hinge for, I think, both of them. No, this one's a regular hinge on the left hand, and then this is a side hinge on the right hand. Swivel at the waist, legs will kick forward, they go back down, they go in and out about that far. Thigh swivels, double jointed knees that are super tight, which is always great. And then for the ankles, we have an ankle hinge, an ankle rocker, and there is a swivel too, so that's nice to see. Overall, I'm digging the paint apps on this guy. They did paint the shoes a little bit. There's two colors at least. Laces are not painted though. The belt is painted with the buckles painted there, so that's cool. And then we do have a separate piece here for the watch that is painted as well. So at the very least, we get a few extra paint apps here and there for Peter. He looks fantastic. I really like this figure. Smythe is a little bit less colorful, of course. He's just that beige color with the, light black, I guess you can say, for the pants. But yeah, no complaints about this guy either. His head sits on a ball jointed hinge, not the barbell. So it looks up, it looks down, pretty deep. Left and right, it does get hindered by the mullet and those little shoulder spikes. So you're not really gonna get too much range there. You gotta kind of play around with it. There you go. So you just gotta move the hair around the spikes. So arms are gonna go all the way up, all the way down, in and out. Pretty much the same movement as Peter there, so no issues there. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. These are very hard, tight joints, no gumminess at all, which is really good to see. This one does not want to bend. The other one is a little bit easier to bend right there. So there's the ab crunch, waist swivel. Legs are T-jointed, they kick forward, they go back down, they go in and out. Double jointed knees, again, very, very tight and hard plastic. There is a ankle hinge and an ankle rocker at the foot. So here's the previous Peter Parker that we got in the very first retro carded Spider-Man wave of figures. He had the funny looking glasses, as you can see, but it was a nice addition to have in our collection. Our very first kind of take on an animated style or comic book style Peter Parker, which was just a welcome addition. We just weren't used to seeing that in our collection. Now we have plenty of casual looking figures such as this Peter, of course, and Aunt May. But you can see here how this one's on the older buck with the pins all over the place and the non-stylized head sculpt as well. But yeah, a big upgrade here on the left side here. The cameras are the same sculpt, but they're painted differently. A little bit more detail on the new one, so I do appreciate that. I hope one day we can get a redo on this one, because I like this look a lot, and at the very least redo the head sculpt with proper glasses. But yeah, overall I like this quite a bit. So let's take him out and then put Aunt May, because this is a more recent release that came with I believe it came with Green Goblin. I can't even remember. It's been a while, guys. But here she is, and it looks good. It looks good. The scale, as you can see, Peter Parker's huge, man. He's pretty tall. He's grown up. He's definitely an adult here, and Aunt May is looking pretty good too. So I really dig, like I said, I love these casual looks for these characters. It's so cool to see. And let me correct myself real quick. It was Doc Ock that Aunt May came with. It was not Green Goblin, but I was pretty close, right? Anyways, here is the retro carded Walmart exclusive cel shaded Spider-Man, which I really like a lot. You can see how much shorter it stands next to this Peter Parker. So a big difference in height there, but you can also see what it looks like next to Smythe. Overall, I love the colors of this thing. It looks awesome. And also worth noting, obviously, that this is not cel shaded. This Peter Parker is not cel shaded at all. Alright, here is Pizza Spider-Man, which is typically a taller Spider-Man figure. And he's still shorter than the Peter Parker that we have right here. Alright, one more. We'll do the Peter Parker Spider-Man from the Renew Your Vows 2-pack, which is definitely on the tallest Spider-Man body I think we've gotten so far. And this matches up pretty good with the height of this Peter Parker right here. So as always, everyone, I appreciate you guys hanging around, checking out the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And, as always, guys, take care, take it easy, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.